friends are like old memories. They always remind you of your past, and we are reminding ourselves of the past episodes from this week of Good Company for the Best of Good Company with me, Hollie Taylor. It's Good Company. I'm Hollie Taylor, and this is the month of October. I know, no surprise there. But every once in a while, we go through our introspection in October, as I found a fun calendar, an advent calendar, if you will, but just going throughout the month of October, focusing in on ways that we can develop gratitude, thankfulness, and introspection. So for today, your challenge in this month-long, journey is the best day you've ever had at work and why. This is what we're going to mull over. I mean, I've had a lot of good days at work. Plenty. So it's hard for me to narrow that one down. But for you, what is your best day that you've ever had at work and why? It's a good one. And hopefully you can think of something. If not, with the theme of introspection, maybe it's time for a shift. I've been watching a lot of videos and blogs, essentially reading them, about conspiracies or wise tales that have actually been true. And it's kind of fascinating. You can go down some serious rabbit trails. So I'm going to say just stay surface on that one. But I was looking into some of those wives' tales because I have a friend who's pregnant and they're saying, if you carry high, then it's a boy. And if it's or is it the other way around? I don't even remember. But based on how you're carrying the child, it will be a girl or a boy. Everyone thought my youngest would be a boy based on all those wives' tales. They were wrong. I had a little girl. So it just is funny just to see some of these that are actually true. I mean, we talked about oil of oregano, I think it was last week. And I just thought, it's just one of those things the aunties tell you, have your oil of oregano. But it's true. It has some really incredible properties in it that can help you get better, can help with healing. So oil of oregano, check. What they say is true, not just an old wives' tale or some kind of conspiracy. So why don't we dive into this a little bit more? Maybe there's something that you were told and you thought it's a wives' tale, but it actually turned out to be accurate. Text in 905-338-1250. It can be about foods. It can be about technology. What is it? You thought it was just a thing? Turned out to be true. We're talking about some of those technology kind of advances that we want to pull back in on, or just some things that we do now we didn't do 10, 15, 20 years ago, and we've kind of swung too far on certain things. And getting a message here, this one is from Ryan. He says that loved the freedom of the self-serve checkout. However, feels like he's getting less interaction and social opportunities. Not a fan of it anymore. Purposely goes to the cashier lines. I totally get that. There's days where, especially during the pandemic, you didn't see anyone. Then you go to this self-service checkout kiosk thing and you still didn't talk to anyone. That was a beautiful point of contact with people in your community. Plus, it was jobs for the next generation, those entry-level jobs. So, you know what? I am all for that. Let's curb the number of self-serve checkouts. Plus, because of, the economy and stuff, they say that shoplifting is through the roof. So maybe we can't be trusted as a society in the same way that we thought we could after all. Oh, dear. Nancy says the old way of making popcorn over the stove. Now it's just in the microwave. Yeah. Stove-popped popcorn. So good. The oil and the salt and so tasty. Plus, I've heard that the microwavable popcorn, not so good for your body after all. So, I know, right? Surprise, surprise. What else should we curb and bring back to the way it was? Because we're realizing maybe these new developments aren't quite as good as we thought they would be. You can always text in 905-338-1250. Hollie Taylor here for Joy Radio, and here is the studying hack you didn't know that you needed, especially as we get older. If you want to learn new things, maybe you are cracking open a new study journal for the study that you're doing with church, or you are yourself doing some upgrading or just taking some courses for fun. Apparently, if you chew gum while studying, And you actually chew it then when you're doing the test using the same flavor. This will actually help you remember what you studied. It's called context-dependent memory, and your brain loves little clues like this, so the flavor of that gum will jog your memory and you'll be able to perform better on said exam. So next time you are doing a little bit of studying, and like imagine if you had your favorite verse and you're chewing mint gum. Mint gum can then bring back that favorite verse. So there you go. Gum, who knew? Time for a daily dose of cuteness. Can you imagine you are in the home, like a guy by the name of Steve, and he hears this commotion in his backyard. His dog, a golden retriever, is barking, and there's noises, and he's wondering what is going on. So he looks outside, and this is where your daily dose of cuteness comes in. His golden retriever had found a baby koala that had fallen out of a tree and was giving the koala rides. A little piggyback excursion for the baby koala. So he took a few pictures just for the sake of memory as his golden retriever, Denny, running around and barking and having fun with the baby koala. Steve did return the koala to the nest, and the mama koala returned, and there was no incidences. Because sometimes we hear about animals, if their babies have a scent that's not theirs, they can reject them. This did not happen in the situation. Baby koala reunited with his mom after a good old time with Denny, the golden retriever. I'm Hollie Taylor. This is Good Company, and thank you for hanging out with me here on Joy Radio. Often we hear people talking about trauma, kind of like, oh, that's a trigger. You're triggering me today. But what about the glimmer? Often we focus in on the negative, but can we just shift gears just a little bit? When you focus in on all the things that are triggering to you, you're going to find those triggers everywhere. But what about looking for those glimmers? Those are moments in your day that give you that feeling of joy or happiness or peace or gratitude. You got to train your brain to look out for glimmers, not just the triggers, because these tiny moments will start to appear more and more. So diminishing the triggers and embracing and being able to enjoy the glimmers of each and every day. So, did you have any glimmers today? Anything that brought you joy, happiness, peace, gratitude? Those are the things to focus in on. And maybe even write down in your journal tonight as we have a month of introspection. Well, that's a wrap. Those are our favorite memories from this past week. Join me for more Good Company live every weekday from 4:30 till 6 p.m. here on Joy Radio. Oh, and don't forget, you can also catch up by subscribing to our Joy Radio podcast. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, text 905-338-1250. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.